Could we have Cindy Ty come forward, please? Cindy Ty was a winner wherever she played in whatever sport she participated in. While preparing this piece, it was discovered that some coaches and even teammates thought Cindy Ty had a size disadvantage and lacked some speed. But all agreed that might have been a motivator for Cindy, who played every sport with an intensity and fierceness that inspired her teammates to keep up with her and follow her lead. In many cases, teams on which she played had athletes a year or more older, but her teammates found a passionate cohort who would lead them to victory. John Kehoe was Cindy's coach for many years, from under-18 women's soccer when Cindy was only 15 and 16, through senior women's soccer and a slew of national championship appearances.
She would say she was slow, but I would disagree. She would say she was small, but I would disagree. It took a long time for the national level people to realize that she wasn't slow and that she wasn't small. And in fact, it was a European guy, Evan Pelroot, was the first guy that realized that, you know what, she's not really that slow. She only looks slow. She's not really that small. She just looks small.
That's right. Dana Holmes Giles was a teammate on provincial teams and senior teams and an opponent when the two women were in university.
Is fearless on the field. She's a fierce competitor, but always fair. We'd always have a couple giggles when we were out there, but we were both out there to win and do our best. But she was always really tough to play against. She's very deceptive when she's on the field, so you never really knew what she was going to do. But the bottom line were we were friends first and soccer players second, so the friendship was more important than the soccer. Cindy is an intense player. When you wake her up, she's fierce. She gives you 110%. Everything that she does, she works hard. You know that if you give 110, she's going to give 111. You never know what she's going to do. She's very creative. She plays offense, she plays defense, and because of her size, you would think that you would overlook her, but her size has no, she plays much bigger than she is, and she's tough to play against.
Stephanie Carlisle was also a teammate, and when playing with Dalhousie while Cindy was at Acadia, an opponent. And she has a unique description of Cindy's ability.
Cindy, sort of the Wayne Gretzky of soccer, Nova Scotia for women. She had the ability to, she played center midfield, but she had the ability to play both ways. She didn't just have an offensive game. Her defensive game was just as tenacious. And she also had the ability to lead by example. She didn't have to yell and scream at her teammates. She didn't yell and scream at players on the other field. She demanded respect just by her play and just by her sportsmanship, first and foremost. And just when you thought, Cindy was out of the game, she came back even harder. There was always this amazing work ethic from her. She never, ever gave up. How many players at 30 years old make the national team? I mean, that's unheard of, really. And a lot of people would have given up their soccer career or having that goal to make the national team at 30 years old, but not Cindy. So it was an honor to play with her.
Stephanie describes some of Cindy's talents that she discovered when they played Canada Games together, as well as age group and senior soccer.
Cindy had the ability to go down the wing. She'd have 3 people on her, and you thought, oh yeah, it's going to go out. There's no way she's going to be able to get through these 3 people. But her center of gravity is so low and her footwork was so fast that all of a sudden she would just come out of nowhere, get this ball across the net, and she was magic with the ball. I would say her only weakness would be her size. If that was any weak, but at the same time it was her strength, because her center of gravity was so low. She was able to get out of positions and away from people, and so I don't think she really had a weakness. No.
Nice to be told you have a low center of gravity in front of 700 people. Let's take a look at some action footage of Cindy taking a corner kick to set up a goal and then scoring here on a solo effort. This is good. Watch this.
Now, wait, now.
Yeah! Good work, you guys! Excellent! Yes! Way to be Tina Fitter! How to be away, let's go, guys! Yeah! Good work!
A small but boisterous crowd. Cindy was a dynamo in junior high, winning Female Athlete of the Year honors at Truro Junior High. However, it was a Cobequid Education Center in Truro where Cindy showed her championship caliber. Her high school softball, basketball, and ringette teams won provincial titles. She was a provincial team member in all 3 sports, and she was named CEC Athlete of the Year. Then she attended Acadia, where she led the soccer team to a national championship in 1990. Was an AUS All-Star 4 times, All-Canadian twice, AUS MVP in 1995, and Acadia's Athlete of the Year in 94 and 95. She was even AUS representative for the prestigious CIS Howard Mackey Award for Athletics, Academics, and Community Service. Laura Saunders coached Cindy through those Acadia years.
Very, very tough, very strong. If there was one area that I'd like to think that our program, she's one of the athletes that I coached over 23 years that I feel has come closest to fully realizing her potential. And I say that because she would be considered physically small in stature for her, for the level in which she was able to compete at. And she wasn't exceptionally blessed with speed or quickness. But that's where the technical package really came in, an outstanding technical package and outstanding mental toughness. Her competitive spirit, I would describe it sort of as having the heart of a lion.
A lot of hidden compliments in the video tonight, Cindy. Just got to look for them a bit. They're there. Cindy was a provincial team member at various age levels. She was a member of Nova Scotia's Canada Games team in Kamloops, BC that won silver. In senior soccer, she helped her teams to 12 provincial titles, 2 national silver medals, and 2 national bronze medals. Mr. Kehoe coached her on many of those provincial and senior teams. He describes what he saw as a coach.
Passion to play, her passion to be on a team, her exuberance, her enthusiasm, and she's a positive person. And when you're a positive person, you attract people. And a real gift for her and a few of the other players, and which was the key to really the success of the team to be, one of the top teams, youth, provincial team, Canada Games, senior for 15, 20 years, is the ability to make the other players feel part of the team. And it sounds easy, but very few people have that gift. And she was one of a few players on that team that had that gift. And coaching other teams over the years at men's university and other teams at university that she wasn't on and provincial teams that she wasn't on, you realize how important that is. It's the difference between winning and losing.
Her coaches continued to recommend Cindy to national team coaches and administrators, but it took until she was 29 before she was recognized and granted the tryout. She joined the national team in 2001, played for Canada internationally 6 times. As someone who knew of Cindy's ability, well said, this is a quote, "One wonders if this number could not easily have been 60 had the national program done its job." Today, she still plays soccer, but has turned more of her time to coaching age group teams as well as initiating a parent-taught soccer program for the Bedford Soccer Association. Well, the complete package right here, athletically capable, mentally tough, and with an attitude that made everyone around her better players, better people. Our newest inductee to the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame, Cindy Montgomery Ty. They'll come up and give you a couple things, okay? Yeah. To present the certificate, a Hall of Fame builder and orthopedic surgeon who has worked with and on Cindy Ty through the years, getting her back into game shape many times, Dr. Bill Stanish. Longtime teammates and sometimes opponents, Dana Holmes Giles and Stephanie Carlisle, to present the pin. On behalf of 99% of the males in the audience, thank you for confirming tonight that size does not matter. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. This isn't easy, is it?
No, it's not. No.
Give me a sense of what's rushing through your head, not only as you see the video and hear the people talk, but you see your buddies come up and get this lovely stuff.
Just a lot of memories. I live and breathe sport. I love all aspects of it, and to sit here with these people here and listen to their stories, and it reminds me of mine and ours. It's just a true honor.
You might have noticed this, but a theme that came up regularly during that presentation was small but really mentally tough. Give me a sense of where this mental toughness came from.
Well, everybody calls you small all your life. You gotta do something to get through. I guess. Anyway. No, I just very direct background of families, very black and white in my home, and not many excuses were had. So, and I had the honor of having some really great coaching all the way through, of people that just expected and demanded high standards.
What do you remember most about your national championship to this day?
Oh, I had to take my penalty shot again. And I didn't want to do that. I remember that. I had to retake it. And I can remember feeling so prepared because Laura had prepared us so well. I didn't even really have to think. It was automatic. And to me, a sign of a great coach.
And why did you have to take it again? Explain that a bit more.
Apparently, I hesitated. And I'm not sure about what the referees feel about that because I don't know if they know. But anyway, I had to take it again.
Well, you weren't that fast, right? So no. Yeah, I hear you. Listen, congratulations. Enjoy the rest of the night, okay? Cindy Ty, ladies and gentlemen.